And I'm the Parkersburg South Athletic Trainer.
And I'm Mackenzie Rice, and I'm the Parkersburg High School Athletic Trainer.
Today we're going to go through a little bit of a high intensity workout that mixes plyometrics, which are jumping type movements, with balance. Balance is your rest period. So you're going to go straight through this. We're going to tell you how many of each set, and we're going to just alternate back and forth between plyometrics and balance. So the first exercise we're going to do is a simple burpee. You're going to start with your feet shoulder width apart. You're going to jump down, put your hands on the ground, feet out, and back up and jump. So you're going to do these 3 sets of 10. This is your first plyometric movement that you're going to go through.
And then you'll move to a basic balance progression. So this isn't all done at the same time. This is you're sort of testing out the waters your first time to see where you can start out with your balance. You don't want to start with a truly easy balance progression exercise, so you want it to be semi-challenging, and then as you get better at it, then you want to move to the next level. So with your basic balance progression, we start with double leg. So you stand double leg with your hands on your hips, and you just hold your balanced position. So you want to make sure your feet are together, and then hold that balanced position. Then you would move to a harder progression, so you'll have your double leg, but you're going to close your eyes this time. So you're having to focus more on your balance. Then you can add a pad of some sort. So we've got a balance pad right here that we can have Pat stand on. But if you have a pillow or some type of blanket that's a little thicker at home that can give you just an uneven surface, you would do this double leg with your hands on your hips, and then you would progress to your eyes closed if that's too easy. Then you would do single leg with all that same progression. So you would start single leg on just a hard floor. If that becomes too easy, you would move to your eyes closed. And then you would progress the pad, so you would have your eyes open, single leg. And then you would move to your eyes closed, if that was too easy. Okay?
So then you're going to go to your next plyometric exercise. It's single leg hops. So you're going to do these 2 different ways. So you're going to have some type of line. We have a line made out of tape here. You're going to start going forward and backward across the line, single leg. And then you would do side to side, so left to right across your line. You're going to do these 2 times for 30 seconds, both directions. So 2 times forward and backwards for 30 seconds, 2 times left and right for 30 seconds, and then you'll move on to your next balance or rest period.
So the next one we're going to go through is a single leg deadlift. So you're going to be balancing on one leg, and with the same side arm, you're going to reach towards the ground, straightening your opposite leg out to back. This is more of a balance, so if you're doing this more for strengthening, you can add a weight, but we're focusing on balance, so you don't need a weight in this aspect. And you'll just do about 3 sets of 10 of those. Yeah, just like that.
The key there is to just maintain your balance, try not to put your foot down in between each of the reps. The next exercise we're going to do for plyometrics is a side-to-side box shuffle. So you're going to use the box here, anything that you can use to step on. You're going to start on one side with your first foot on there, and then you're going to jump to the next side. Back and forth, you're going to do 3 sets of 10 of these.
Then moving on to your next balance. So the next is just a tandem walking. So this is a heel to toe walking, which can be easy for some people, others it might be a little harder. So we do the forward, which is typically not as challenging, but to make it more challenging for those that it's too easy, we want you to go backwards heel to toe as well. This is when it makes it a little more challenging, and you want to do about 10 to 20 steps forward and backward. So you can do this up to 3 or 4 times. So just go 10 or 20 steps forward, go backward, take a break, and do it a couple more times.
The next plyometric movement is something that sort of athletes are very used to, for especially in soccer. They're ball taps. You can use any type of ball. You can even use a step if you don't have a ball, anything that's raised. You're just going back and forth, touching your toes against those. So against that ball, just alternating every time. You're going to do 3 times of that for 30 seconds, as quickly as you can.
You can start with a step even with those, just so you can get a feel for what it's like, and then the ball makes it a little more challenging because you have to balance the ball too. So you don't want it to be falling rolling side to side. You want to keep it as steady as possible while you're doing your taps. So moving on to our next balance, you've got a standing clap crunch. So you're going to be basically doing a crunch but in a standing position while clapping underneath your legs. So you'll bring your knee to your chest and clap underneath. And you want to make sure you're kind of moving your torso towards your knee as well to get that crunch aspect in it. And you'll do about 3 sets of 10 of those.
Our next plyometric movement is more for the upper body. It's called a plyo push-up. So you're going to start in a normal push-up position. You're going to do a regular push-up, and when you come up, your hands leave the ground. You have a jump with each of those. You're going to do 3 sets of 10 of them.
Next, we have an oblique curtsy lunge crunch. So you're going to be doing an oblique crunch by bringing your knee up to your arm on your lateral side, and then you're going to do a about 45-degree curtsy behind your leg. And this is more of a balance exercise. So, you're still getting a crunch with it, a little bit of an ab exercise, but you want to focus on your balance more and keeping your legs steady. You'll do about 3 sets of 10 of those as well.
Your next plyometric move is another upper body. It is a traveling push-up. So you start with your basic push-up, and then you're going to just go down and up like normal. You're going to move to your right, down and up, and move to your right again, down and up, and then left, and go back. This is just keeping those hand touches, and basically a plyometric movement is anytime you leave the floor.
So next we have your single leg squat. So this we encourage you to do with some type of chair. That way you're not falling. Sometimes this can be a little more challenging with balance. So you want to get as far down as close to the chair as possible. If you prefer to go all the way to the chair and sit and then balance your way back up, you can do that as well. But this is a balance exercise, so make sure you've got that chair to steady yourself and you don't fall. Again, 3 sets of 10 of these.
Our next plyometric exercise we would go through is a spider lunge. So you're going to start hands and legs out, and you're going to put your right leg up to your elbow on the outside of the other leg, and then you're jumping to switch between each side. Jumping back and forth to switch that, and you're going to do 3 sets of 10 of those.
Okay, our next is a star balance exercise. So this is one we really like to do with our athletes. We create a star on the ground. You can do a makeshift. You can go outside and use some sidewalk chalk. If you've got tape at home, you can take something out. But with this star, you're going to balance on one leg, so you can choose left or right. We encourage you to do both, so just choose whichever one you want to go first. And you're going to reach out with your non-balanced leg to each point of the star. Now, when you get back towards the opposite side of that leg you're using, you're going to have to try and maneuver around the balanced leg. And you do about this, you do it about 5 times. So you can go all the way around once, you can go the opposite direction if you want, going counterclockwise and clockwise, but we encourage at least 5 times through the entire circle on each leg.
And the longer you can stay on one leg, the better. Our last plyometric movement is a kneeling squat jump. So you're going to start on your knees, and you are jumping into a squat position. This is a very intense movement. We recommend you do not do more than 10 of these. And then we'll move on to our last balance exercise.
So our last balance exercise, you're going to kind of use the same star that we used before. Again, you don't have to, with this one, have a star on the ground because you're going to be using cups. So you're going to arrange 5 cups out in an arc in front of you. You're going to balance on one leg. Again, choose whichever one you want to start with. And you're going to bend down while maintaining your balance and pick up the cups. And then you'll go all the way around the world, which is what we call these the around the world pickups. And then you go back and you put them all back down with your balance. So we encourage you to go backwards when you're putting them down from the way you came. We would encourage you to do about 3 times of these on each leg. And you can alternate whether you want to start going from your right to your left, and then the next time going from your left to your right. Whichever you feel more comfortable with, but at least 3 times each on each leg.
And that's your basic plyometric and balance workout. Please remember, this is a high intensity workout. Only do what you can to your ability level. And if you need extra breaks, you can add a break between the plyometrics and the balance. Thank you.